Just this morning, I was giving a short presentation to a bunch of friends from a network that I really value. And I was talking about the things that I've learned out of my own experiences. And I was able to identify 7 things that I've learned which have shaped me on how I approach things when I do business today. First and the foremost is differentiate between passion and attachment. Uh, Recently, during the COVID times, I started my journey on a spiritual side, and me and my couple of cousins, we started studying these scriptures and try to relate it to our lives. And that is when I understood the concept of unattachment. And yes, it is different from detachment or trying to detach ourselves from people or human beings, etc. But the concept of unattachment is when if things work out, that's great. But if it doesn't work out, don't start sulking, move on, right? So I realized when I was doing my first venture, it was an online healthcare company that I was trying to give flight to in way back between 2008 and 2010. I realized that I was very passionate about this particular concept because it was like giving birth to a idea which was similar to giving birth to a child. And without realizing very soon, I became so attached with what I was doing that it kind of gave me blinders. I was not looking at, or I was ignoring the signals that were coming to me that, listen, Harbinder, be careful, this is not working, or this may not work out. A lot of people who felt, with the right intent came to me and telling me, warned me. And I just continued and I experienced one of my biggest setbacks in my entrepreneurial journey. And this was an expensive setback. Had I been passionate yet unattached, I would have seen things more objectively. What attachment does is it makes you blind, and a blind man is more likely to fall, and you get hurt when you fall. So as a founder of any business that you're doing, you can bring in a lot of objectivity if you are approaching that particular business in an unattached manner. Yes, passion is extremely important to keep your to fuel your journey as an entrepreneur, but keep it away from being attached beyond that. Second is, be very conscious about the company you keep. Surround yourself with people who could inspire you. Surround yourself with people who could motivate you, because that is going to give you fuel for your dreams, for achieving your dreams. But imagine if you were to surround by people who have experienced failures and they're sulking and they're saying it's not worth it, don't quit your job, stick to your job, never become an entrepreneur, business is tough. What it does is it creates a fear in you. And what a fear which is instilled in you, what it does is it cripples you to take action, right? It creates a self doubt. So be very conscious about who you surround yourself with. Choose people very carefully. In fact, I was reading about this gentleman called Ivan Meisner, who's the founder of BNI, which is world's largest business network. And he says that, consider that there is a room, and that room has only one door, and from that door only people can enter but nobody can exit. Now if you control this room, who would you allow to enter and remain there for the rest of your lives, right? So I think it's a very beautiful way to choose who you want in your life. uh, Third is, replace decision making with choice making. The difference is, when you decide, you are making a decision to do or not do things. But when you're making a choice, you are considering all options. And when you consider all options, you also consider the outcome of all these options and then consciously choose despite the possible outcomes, right? Now, when you choose, you can't blame anyone else because this was your choice, right? And if you can't blame anyone else, I can bet you will not be living a life of regrets. So go make choices and not decisions. Fourth, trust your gut. And I'm not saying don't go seek out advice, don't have mentors, etc. Listen to everyone, right? But you know your business better than anyone else. You know your market better than anyone else. If you really want to rely on the data that is available, factual data, right? Or when you listen to these people, despite them coming and giving you advice with the best intent, their advice is an outcome of their own experiences, their own perspective about your business, right? So be cautious about that. Do respect the advice that is coming. Do respect the suggestions that they're giving to you, and these are coming with the right intent. But follow your gut because you know what your heart is telling you to do. Fifth, change perspective on problems, challenges. And I learned this very recently from a book that I read, and this book has been written by Gunmeet Chauhan, who's an architect, one of the well-known architects. And he, in his book Invertonomics, he's beautifully created or given examples of how a problem can be inverted from the perspective point of view and be seen as an opportunity to create solutions with economic opportunities built in it. And the moment you try doing that, you will realize that you will become a solution oriented person with who is coming up with feasible, viable, sustainable solutions which are doable. So invert your problems, convert them into economic opportunities, and you will change perspective on how you see challenges and problems around you. Sixth, dream big. I think this is something which is really, really critical, and this stemmed out of a conversation that I had with Vijay Shekhar Sharma of the founder of Paytm. When I asked him that, what is it that is missing in the Indian entrepreneurial system, that we are not able to create products. We develop a great Me Too product, but there aren't any concepts that are actually come out of India and become like a worldwide major. Barring a few, I'm not saying that none have come out, but very, very little compared to the what the Western world produces. And what he said was that there's a lack in the bigness of ambition that is there, right? So which I kind of resonate with, that when you look at the startup ecosystem here, the focus on the scale is missing. We are trying to create something big, which is big in our own perspective, but is really small when you compare it to the world economy, right? And probably it's a fear of thinking big because we kind of assume that we will not have the ability to do something really that big. So which is where the ambition comes in. Dream big, create goals which will push you to go out of your comfort zone and try and do things which you may not, which will surprise you yourself. So dreaming big is really, really important, and try and make it a part of your lifestyle. Last but not the least, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, how will you expect other people to believe in you? And this is a very cliched line, but even when you're making a pitch on your business to a potential client, your potential client is able to sense your self doubt, right? And which is why he or she does not sign up with you in the first meeting, right? If you believe in yourself, the passion will automatically come in, and that passion is going to fuel the confidence that you will start demonstrating on yourself, on your ability, on the solution that you're offering, and that is what is going to attract a meaningful client to you. And believe me, these 2 points, dreaming big and believing in yourself, will equip you with the ability to stand up when you fall. As an entrepreneur, as a businessman, you will have your failures, you will fall, right? But what these are the two things that will give you the ability to stand up again, learn from your mistakes and move on, than to just keep sulking and regretting. That's not the life that you want to lead. So I like to summarize these 7 things that define who I am today, and these 7 things that I really feel could be useful to you uh, in the way you do your business. And these 7 things are: one, be passionate but unattached. Be conscious about the company you keep. Replace decision making with choice making. Trust your gut. That's the most honest feedback that you can get. Change your perspective on problems, turn them into economic opportunities, dream big, and last but not the least, believe in yourself. And I hope you found this useful. And if you did, please let me know in the comment. If there's something else that you feel you would want to add to this, if you have a feedback, please do write in the comment. I'm more than happy to receive honest feedback. Thank you.